What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new reaction. And today we are watching the top 10 live British TV tragedies. As a YouTuber, you know, especially like more on my second channel, JT Outdoors, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, link down in the description. But as a YouTuber, I know how rare it is to catch something on camera. Like something crazy happens, something happens period, and you're just lucky enough to actually have the camera on. It's kind of rare. Like on my second channel, I'd make a lot of fishing videos, and I basically just have like my GoPro running the entire time I'm out there, 6-7 hours at a time. I just leave it on because you never know when I'm gonna get a bite, when I'm gonna catch a fish, when I'm gonna fall in the water. You just never know. So I keep it running so that way I don't miss it. So the fact that they caught these, now they are tragedies, so like it's I feel like it'd be better if it's like something funny that happens, but sadly these are tragedies. So yeah, we're about to get into it. Go new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, drop a like for more reactions like this. Other than that, let's get into it.
I'm so sorry, this is terrible news, obviously.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're examining our picks for 10 live TV.
Is this gonna be the first video I cry? Like, really cry? Like, I teared up, I cut it out when I hit 100K, but this might be the first one where I actually bawled.
This list will be looking at infamous moments from the UK, where we witness catastrophe play out on our television screens. Which tragedy shown live affected you the most? Let us know below. Anthea Turner's near disaster. In July 1989, Anthea Turner was presenting for the children's show UP2U. Happily sitting in the back of a van, she was introducing a motorcycle team to show off their skills.
And Anthea, well, she's got the roving eye down at the Royal Tournament in Earls Court.
But before she finished her intro, pyro exploded as the bike drove out the van, even hitting the presenter slightly. Turner was immediately covered in fire as she covered her face and fell to the floor.
The person who was cueing the motorbike mistook my cue to speak as the cue to ask the motorbike to fly out of the back of the van, and of course I'm still sitting on the tailgate.
In interviews later, Turner talked about the smell of burning hair and bacon as it happened. Thankfully, this incident could have gone so much.
Bro, she was on fire. She was on fire. That's insane.
Worse. Turner was taken to hospital straight away and treated for burns. Afterward, she took legal action against the BBC for putting her in danger.
As she should. As she should.
And won.
A few minutes ago, you might have just seen something a bit dangerous happen to Anthea. Just here to say she's okay. She's just gone to first aid and she's going to have a nice hot cup of tea because she's got some shock.
I mean, was that her after the accident? Like she doesn't look like she got burnt up or anything, so that's a good thing. Wow.
Stunt gone wrong. The morning BBC programme, The Late Breakfast Show, hosted by Noel Edmonds, is perhaps one of the most dangerous series to air on UK TV. And this is down to the stunt segment Give It a Whirl. In September 1983, Richard Smith was going to drive his car off a ramp and clear a row of vehicles to break the world record with a 232-foot distance.
He's coming up to the ramp now, he's going very, very fast.
Instead,
That's just... That entire sentence, what he just said, didn't sound like a good idea at all.
witness Smith's vehicle rotate in the air and crash upside down onto the other cars. A badly injured Smith was trapped in the flattened motor for some time.
Like, it didn't even look like that ramp was like the ramp you would need to even do it in the first place. Like, did they not do test runs or like do the physics behind it? I feel like he wasn't going fast enough, probably wasn't in the right car, and then that ramp just looked like it wasn't gonna do it anyways. What the heck?
Well, obviously we'll keep you posted as to exactly what happened with that attempt.
Luckily, he survived. However, this incident, mixed in with Barbara Sleeman's injury and the death of stunt performer Michael Lush during a rehearsal, caused the show to be cancelled.
It's probably the best thing that could have happened. Cheese and rice. People getting hurt, people almost dying, like, bro.
This is BBC One.
Wow.
Because of the tragic accident involving Michael Lush while preparing for tonight's edition of the Late Breakfast Show, the BBC has decided to cancel this and all further editions of the programme.
struggling to deliver news. Being a news broadcaster can be tough. On top of the pressure of performing live, often you have to read out some of the worst stories possible as millions watch you.
See, that's why I could not do it, bro. I just couldn't do it. I have to be one of the news reporters that like report on like the good news. I could not handle all the sad stuff and the tragedies. I could not.
And in December 2022, the struggle became too much for BBC's Joanna Gosling, as she spoke about the tragic news of 3 children perishing after falling through an iced lake in Solihull.
I remember this. I do remember this.
Gosling couldn't hide her emotions.
Sad news to bring you. We're hearing that 3 boys aged 11, 10 and 8 have died after being pulled from the icy lake in Solihull.
She soon began choking up reading the report and had to pause to compose herself before apologising to viewers, which wasn't necessary.
Emergency crews got there incredibly quickly, within 7 minutes. But very sadly, we have heard that 3 of those boys have died.
Many viewers that saw the clip praised Gosling for getting through the heartbreaking segment.
Yeah, because there's no way. There's no way. Wow, that's crazy.
Radio presenters passing. While this didn't happen on TV, but instead on the radio, this tragic incident deserves to be included. For years, DJ Tim Goff had been the voice of the airwaves for Suffolk and the east of England. In October 2022, he was presenting his breakfast show on Gen X radio as he worked from home. After reading out a bunch of birthday messages, Goff queued up a tune to play.
Bill Wyman, born in 1936, making him 86. That's an awful lot of candles to blow out today.
But halfway through it, the music cut out suddenly, leaving an eerie silence for several minutes. Then, another song started, yet that also went silent partway through. The beloved Goff had sadly suffered a fatal heart attack during this time.
Oh, he had a heart attack while on live radio. That is, wow. That's terrible. That is terrible. Oh my gosh. Bro.
The murder of Harry Collinson.
Wow.
It should have been a routine end to a 3-year planning row.
In June 1991, BBC Look North and other journalists arrived in County Durham to witness a clash between the council and Albert Dryden. The local resident had built a bungalow without planning permission 3 years previously. As such, the authorities wanted to knock it down. Dryden, not getting the response he wanted, pulled out a firearm.
Can you get a shot of this gun?
While people believed it was an empty threat, he then fatally shot planning officer Harry Collinson. As people scattered, Dryden fired at the crowd, injuring police officer Stephen Campbell and journalist Tony Belmont.
We were standing watching what was going on. The chief planner was trying to persuade the chap to...
Dryden was arrested and sentenced to life in prison. Reportedly, he never showed remorse for what he did. Dryden was released in 2017 after suffering a stroke and passed away the year after.
This man... This man shot somebody! Oh, bro. He attempted the murders on live television in front of everybody. He did not care. He just didn't care. 12, 20, 32 witnesses. It didn't matter. He was going to pop him anyway. Wow. Wow. What? That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. They came to tore down his little bungalow that he built illegally. Come on now. He said, we're not having it. We're not having it. That's insane.
The Glasgow airport attack. In June 2007, a near-catastrophic attack happened at Glasgow Airport. Bilal Abdullah and Kafil Ahmed had filled a jeep with propane and petrol canisters, then rammed the vehicle into the side of the airport's building.
What? Bro, why have I never heard of this?
Hoping to maximize damage during the school's summer holiday. Instead, a concrete pillar stopped them from going too far.
Wow.
But Ahmed doused himself in petrol and set himself ablaze before attempting to attack people with more accelerant. Thanks to the police and courageous bystanders, both were subdued and arrested. Ahmed died from his injuries, while Abdullah was jailed for at least 32 years. Live footage of the Jeep burning and the destruction that it caused showcased how lucky we were that the duo wasn't successful with their evil plot.
Yeah, because that could have been so much worse. Imagine they just like hit a window or something, or that pillar wasn't there, and they got into it. Like, y'all know how busy an airport is. Like, bro, wow. I can't believe I've never heard of that before. Like, granted, what was it, 2007? So I was 6. But like, I don't know. I feel like that's like a really big thing that's happened.
The final performance of Tommy Cooper.
Drop apart in front of your very eyes. Just a little twist like that. And they slowly drop apart.
If the UK had a Mount Rushmore for comedy, Tommy Cooper and his legendary Fez would be a shoo-in for being on it. For years, the comedian and magician had entertained us all, but eventually he had his final act. In April 1984, Cooper was performing for the variety show Live from Her Majesty's. In the middle of his set, just as he was helped into the long robe, he suddenly collapsed and fell against the stage curtain.
Thank you.
The audience laughed at the slapstick skit. However, this was all very real. When the production realized this wasn't part of the act, they cut to the adverts. Sadly, Cooper had suffered a heart attack and wasn't able to be revived.
That's one of the scariest things I think I've ever heard of. Like, first the dude having a heart attack while doing what he loved, of course, doing the radio show. And then him doing the comedy thing in front of a live audience is what it seemed like. And then he just like that. Like, 1 second, he's fine. Next second, he's having a heart attack. Can't be brought back. Wow. That is so crazy. I couldn't imagine, like, being there. Like, being in the audience and like, alright, I bought tickets to watch this guy, watch the comedy show. Halfway through, he falls, and then that's it. That just gave me cold chills. Oh my gosh.
The demise of Gareth Jones. In his early 30s, Welsh actor Gareth Jones was an up-and-coming actor that got his start in 1955's Little Red Monkey. After appearing in episodes of the ITV anthology series Armchair Theatre, Jones was cast in the show's episode Underground, which was broadcast live in November 1958. But he wasn't feeling too well as his makeup was being applied. Yet, Jones tried to continue. As he was about to enter the scene, he collapsed off screen and was taken to hospital. The rest of the episode was improvised to cover the missing character. Sadly, Jones perished from a suspected heart attack.
Wait, so they didn't cancel it? They just kept going and just like, alright, let's just make it seem like he's not in this episode? Wow, I feel like that's kind of messed up. Like, just a co-worker, somebody you know, probably friends with, just dying. We're like, alright, show must go on. Wow.
He is marked by the Guinness World Records as the first actor to die on live TV. The Hillsborough disaster. In April 1989, Liverpool took on Nottingham Forest in an FA Cup semi-final at Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield. Ireland's Sports Stadium was one of the programmes that showcased the match live. Not long after kickoff, the catastrophic problem became apparent as fans spilled onto the pitch, causing the game to be abandoned. Due to the police and stadium officials overcrowding sections of the stadium, fans were crushed in the mayhem. 97 people perished on that disastrous day, either directly or indirectly. In the aftermath, the police and newspapers like The Sun attempted to blame Liverpool fans for the carnage. However, later investigations proved this to be false. The Grenfell Tower fire. In June 2017, the devastating footage of Grenfell Tower in London shocked the nation. A large block of flats that housed around 300 people was set ablaze and quickly spread. The images of residents trying to escape the chaos were soon imprinted on viewers' minds. In the early morning, a faulty refrigerator sparked a fire that spread quickly due to poor combustible cladding and insulation, which was used by the council to save money when refurbishing the tower. While firefighters responded quickly, the fire continued to rage for 24 hours until it burnt out.
A faulty refrigerator caused all of this. That's it. faulty refrigerator. Yeah, they used cheap materials and like, you know, they didn't do nothing to freaking help a fire not spread. But one little spark caused that much damage. Insane.
Exacerbated by advice from management and the fire brigade to stay put in the event of a blaze, 72 people lost their lives in the tragedy.
Wait, what did he just say?
Exacerbated by advice from management and the fire brigade to stay put in the event of a blaze, 72 people lost their lives in the tragedy.
This man, did I hear that right? Management and the fire brigade told him to stay put if there was ever a fire. Not, you know, get the hell out, find the nearest exit like most places tell you to do, what you're supposed to do. $72 people. 70. How many of those people would still be alive if management didn't tell them, hey, just stay put if there's ever a fire, you know, just stay on in there. Wow. Wow. Alright guys, that kind of a downer. I'm actually really sad now. But alright guys, that is going to do it for today's reaction. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go today, spread love, spread kindness, do something nice for somebody today. I love you guys so much, I really do. JTReacts, I'm out. Peace.